Today, at 2:20 p.m., our nation suffered a tragic air accident in Sindar area, Keben location, Todd Division in Elgeyo Marakwet County. I am deeply saddened to announce the passing on of General Francis Omondi Ogolla, the Chief of the Kenya Defense Forces.
Ladies and gentlemen, my General Francis Ogolla died last year. And when he died, actually died of a plane crash. General Ogolla, he was not lucky to survive from that plane crash. A few people survived, I think 2 or 3. Now, after that, the funeral was held, and there were so many allegations that this was linked to the government today, on the day, for the death of General Ogolla. Now, there were so many allegations based on the sentiments that were made by some of the people in government, including Oscar Sudi.
Mtu anaitwa Ogolla. Nashangaa vile tunaheshimu jeshi yetu. Wanakuanga na heshima kubwa sana Kenya na discipline. Hawapendangi indiscipline katika jeshi. Sijui mbona Ogolla baada ya kazi mpaka leo. Na tuko na watu wengi tutasema kila siku. Hata kuna huyo mwingine wa AP alikuwa anajifanya yeye ndiye anasimamia hapo panena usalama hapo Bomas. Na ndiye alikuwa kateli mkubwa, mkora mkubwa, alikuwa anataka kuleta kumwaga damu hii Kenya. Tutawaambia every day. Lakini kitu tunataka tuambie wa Kenya, msikubali na hatutawahi mwaga damu kwa sababu hao wajinga. Ukishindwa kura kwenda nyumbani. Wacha kwenda kuungana pale kusema unajua tukifanya hivi itafanyika hivi, tukipanga hii itafanyika ile. Mungu ni mzuri sana. But anyway, Ogolla na Kioni, hii Kenya ni ya Wakenya milioni 50. Wacha kuhangaika, relax, mwende nyumbani. Na nyinyi jeshi mtuambie, wenye wanasimamia jeshi, huyo Ogolla baada ya kazi kwa nini? Yaani alitembea na mguu yake mwenyewe akaenda Bomas. Akaenda akaongea, aliongea. Akajaribu kufanya alikuwa anajaribu kufanya. Lakini Mungu anapenda Kenya sana. That's why alikataa na akasema lazima tutoe wa Kenya kwa minyororo ya wakora.
Aden Duale and even William Ruto himself.
I appointed General Ogolla. General Ogolla is among the people who went to Bomas to try and overturn my victory. Do you know that?
That's why Kenyans were suspicious towards the death of General Ogolla. Now, William Ruto, the family of General Ogolla, and many other leaders came out to justify their friendship between them and Ogolla. And William Ruto justified that he was trying to justify that him and Ogolla were very close. He forgave him for something that nobody knew.
All the recommendations that I got on the next CDF and all the advice that I got about the next CDF did not include the name of General Ogolla, unfortunately. But he was a military officer with a distinguished career. There was only one problem. The events of the 15th of August at the Bomas of Kenya. And so, I asked General Ogolla for a meeting. And I had a one-on-one, man-to-man, come to Jesus meeting with General Ogolla. And when we concluded that meeting, General Ogolla told me the following: Mr. President, I have no defense. I will not try to defend myself. It was wrong what happened. And you have three choices. Either send me to court-martial or have me retired or forgive me.
And many other things. Aden Duale came and said they were very close with Ogolla. Gachagua said they were very close. So we didn't know who especially could have been involved in the killing of General Ogolla if it was not the natural accident that usually occurs with planes. So they defended themselves. But of course, you defend yourself when you think you are guilty. So therefore, the fact is, so many things, so many stories came up. Until we had the son of General Ogolla defending Ruto every now and then.
Na watu wache kusema hizo maneno zao ati oh he did this. These guys were friends in State House. Nyinyi hamjai kwenda huko. Mimi mzendo alikuwa ananiambia anapenda president sana. They were good friends. So hiyo maneno from today, unless you're quoting me, muachane nayo.
Now, after the accident had occurred, the funeral ended. We had the investigation of that plane crash started. And we had some parts of that aeroplane being taken to maybe Canada for investigation. And recently, the results came out. And it was that General Ogolla died from an accident where there was an engine failure of the military chopper. Now, that is not the basis of this story here today. The basis of my video here, it is why is it that Kalonzo Musyoka, one of the renowned politicians in this country, one of the top contenders for the presidency in 2027, has alleged that General Ogolla was taken out and that it was not a natural accident.
When I say that the CDF was taken out, yaani aliuawa. Wengine sijui wanapiga kelele Kalonzo enda athibitishe maneno kwa DCI. DCI anaitwa Amni ama anaitwa nani? Ndio. Mwambie nitumie summon sahi. Tuende kule na Kenya nzima kwa miguu na Gen Z wote, because what I was saying, and you'll ask simple basic questions. Sio kazi ya CDF kutumwa aende aka-inspect a primary school. And I want also to say, wale watu wanachungwa Kenya hii kwa njia tofauti na ya hali ya juu. Number 1 ni Commander in Chief, who is William Ruto himself. Na number 2 ni Chief of the Defense Forces. You don't play with those people. Yes. Because kuleta ndege ya Chief of Defense Forces down is not only negligence, but criminal negligence. You cannot give any excuse for that. So I still demand independent commission of inquiry to do what exactly happened.
That is going to form the basis of this analysis here today. But before I take you through, kindly, if this is the first time you're watching my videos, please make sure that you subscribe, like, and comment, because that's the best support you can always give this channel. My name is Abel Mukua. Number 1 in my list is the sentiments and allegations against General Ogolla. They first said, when William Ruto got into office, that General Ogolla literally went to overturn the elections at Bomas of Kenya. That was so painful to listen to, and actually said it constantly even until he was elected. They even threatened, he said that they threatened Wafula Chebukati. So painful. So ladies and gentlemen, even not just President Ruto, even his sycophants, like now Oscar Sudi, he came out to say, wewe, General Ogolla wewe. Sentiments that were so strong. Apart from him, even Aden Duale, who was also the Defense Cabinet Secretary, still said some strong sentiments against General Ogolla. But surprisingly, William Ruto appointed him to become the CDF, despite all those sentiments. Despite all those sentiments. So some of these sentiments, when they are said, they are number one, they are strong enough to make Kalonzo be suspicious about the death of General Ogolla. Very suspicious. To an extent, he's saying that he was taken out and that it was not a natural accident. Another thing is this. And I want you guys to listen to me and listen to me keenly. What was General Ogolla going to do in the North Rift? First, he went there allegedly to inspect the development of projects. Even let me say the schools that were being constructed by the KDF within that region. Now, let me take you through that process. In this construction, every site had a leader from the military who was heading it, number one. Number two, the construction itself had a leader under this, actually at the level of a major general who was supposed to lead the entire construction that was taking place in the North Rift. So it was expected that when General Ogolla leaves Nairobi and goes to the North Rift, the Major General was to receive him and take him around the North Rift in all those schools that the construction was going on. Take him around. Take my word. Listen to me carefully. Take him around. Tell him this school has been done 90%. This is finished, ready to receive students. Here we received some challenges and stuff. But now, surprisingly, the Major General did not accompany Ogolla in the plane. At all. He did not. Ogolla died with junior officers. Then now the question is being raised. Where were the Major Generals who must receive the General of Kenya, the CDF, the Commander of the Defense Forces? Where was the Major General? That's number one. Number two, if you look at it closely, at least there could be, they were inspecting schools. It could have been ideal the Minister of Education could be present. As the CDF inspects, the minister also is able to give a good report even to the president and tell him we are doing well. Or even share with Ogolla and tell him these ones are okay, or they need to do this and that, or we need some few things, at least some experts, some engineers. The people from the military do not just do things. They always have engineers. But there was not even engineer in the chopper. Also, when you have some engineers from the Ministry of Education, or even the minister himself, or even the principal secretary, at least to witness what the CDF and the team are doing for Kenyans, it could have been important. But in this case, they were not there. Instead, Ogolla had very junior officers present in the chopper alone. Also, we expected at least there could be even local leaders. But in this trip, there was no local leader that was present. No local leader at all. Who could accompany the CDF? The way I saw him when he went to Isiolo, he was received very well. But this time around, we did not see that. I wish there could be a leader of that caliber. But instead, there was nobody from the Ministry of Education. There was no leader who was present. There was no Major General within the plane. No one was there, which is against the protocols. I don't know, the people of the military can correct me here. Not to forget about it is the fact that when we talk about the military, there's always order. And before the Major General, or maybe before the CDF leaves the camp, the first thing that must happen, if it's going by plane, that plane must be well inspected at the level of that of the presidency. So, engine failure is not just something that can happen abruptly. There must be indication right from the dashboard or even during the inspection. It was a very short journey that I believed could not have exhausted the engine of that plane that immediately. But the fact is, the reason that came out as per to the killing or the plane crash, it is the engine failure. These reasons that I've mentioned here today are tangible enough to make Kalonzo suspicious about this nature of the accident that killed General Ogolla Francis. I don't know what's your take as far as this is concerned, but let me see in the comment section, you guys, ladies and gentlemen, on what you think about this topic. See you next time for more videos.